The online gaming industry in India has seen some positive developments in 2023. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology's ruling on online gaming has cleared ambiguity around online gaming versus betting or gambling through clear definitions and permitting only certified online games. However, the issue of GST remains unresolved and it could have a significant bearing on the viability and growth of the industry. Despite the new rulings, GST still remains an area of concern for the online gaming industry in India. Online games that do not amount to gambling currently pay 18% GST on gross gaming revenue, also known as the platform facilitation fee. However, there have been deliberations on two accounts. One, whether the GST rate should be hiked to 28% from 18%, and two, whether the GST should be levied on the gaming platform's revenue, which is essentially the facilitation fee charged by them called gross gaming revenue, or whether the total content entry amount should be taxed. The GOM report, which was submitted in the 47th GST Council meeting, recommended a tax on the total consideration amount for online gaming intermediaries. This was mostly recommended as it was believed that online gaming is akin to betting and gambling and therefore should be taxed as such. However, there have been multiple developments since then that may raise questions on the basis on which the recommendations were made. The most significant development has been the appointment of MeitY as the nodal ministry for the online gaming industry. This single development has definitively distinguished online gaming from betting and gambling. In April 2023, MeitY also released a set of rules to regulate the industry and recommended formation of self-regulatory bodies that will certify online games that are not wagering on outcome as legal and not in the nature of betting and gambling. The second significant development has been the changes in the tedious rules for online gaming. In Budget 2023, the CBDT decoupled online gaming from horse racing and lottery. It also removed the INR 10,000 threshold for tedious on winning. With this, all net winnings from online gamings now attract a 30% tedious. This ensures any possible tax leakage by the means of tedious has now been effectively plugged. With these two developments, GST on total consideration amount will be A, in complete contradiction with the MeitY's outlook for the industry, B, will also put undue tax burden on the industry, leading to repeated taxation of the prize pool, which is already being taxed at a high 30% through TDS. What should also be noted is that GST on total consideration will be a huge setback for the industry, making the industry unattractive for investors, leading to a huge loss in FDI. Additionally, the gaming companies will have to pass on the increased costs to the users, which may push them to illegally run offshore betting and gambling platforms, which again in turn will lead to loss of tax revenue for the exchequer. Therefore, a fair and thought-through GST framework which is in line with the international best practices is imperative to support the efforts made by the government thus far to bolster the industry. With the developments of the last 6 months, the only way to fairly tax the online gaming industry is to levy GST on GGR.